I'm listening to Mickey7. I'm about a third of the way through. I don't know if I'm gonna make it through. I don't know. I'm like pretty much a third. I'm like 3 hours into the 9 hours something. And it's just, I thought it was written in the 70s or the 90s. It has a very classic style of sci-fi, and that it's pretty simple and feels very placed backwards in time. It's like the future as thought of in 50 years ago. The characters are just very flat. All of them feel very stereotypical and cliche, and it's hard to tell because I'm listening to it if it's just the voice, because it does give very classic American man. I'm getting Captain America, I'm getting this white man super soldier, and it's written in 2022. But it feels like advanced technology as seen in 1984. It doesn't feel advanced from now. It all feels so antiquated and boring. I don't know, it's so boring. It's so boring. I'm just how am I so bored? Nothing has happened. It starts with him getting left to die and then not dying. And then I'm a third of the way through and still nothing has happened. Nothing. He's had conversations. He's nervous. We're getting flashbacks to things that don't matter. Also, the fact that he agrees to this, which apparently literally no one else would ever do. Also, don't believe. I call bullshit. This man is so especially stupid. I'm also, I don't care. That's stupid men. Please. I'm I don't know if this is the second or the third story. Maybe it's that I don't read enough books with men. But so far, the ones that I've read in the last couple of months, it's just mediocre men that are mad that they're not more successful, or that are stupid but are actually I'm really smart, very Redditor. The number of times that he says actually is just so every time someone says something and he's I've got my smart ass have a personality. What are you talking about? Your personality is correcting people's specifics, and you're a fucking moron who got run out of the globe because you bet against your friend. What a piece of shit. First of all, I don't care about him. He seems like a shitty, stupid person who's I'm on a world of science and no one gets me. It's very pick-me. What's with all these men that are pick-me's? These pick-me men that are no one gets me, no one understands me, the world is just hard. Is that what a pick-me is? I don't know. But it's just I'm there's literally no other historians on the entire world. Everyone is a science person, which also those are frequently interrelated. What do you? And the whole thing is we have access to everything. I'm just okay. It just feels this author had a concept. This book is a concept. It's nothing has happened from what I'm seeing in the reviews. Nothing will happen. I'm almost inclined to finish this book out of spite, just to be able to really understand. Because the concept is interesting. It's philosophically interesting. It's technologically interesting. It's futuristically the concept is interesting. It's just that clearly this writer doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and I'm pissed at him, one, because he looks boring. He looks about as boring as his book. So I'm just disappointing, but not surprising. And then, like, first thing I see after searching his name is that he made a comment on Severance. He's like, the new, and this is yesterday, first of all, where the new episode of Severance is so tasty, delicious. Ooh, a tasty treat. Like, filled my belly up. Yum. So good. So good. And, like, there I see connections too, which I'm also like, Severance came out first. Like, if he's clearly watching Severance, like, I do feel like a little bit of like taking the concept of like multiple consciousnesses or multiple bodies with consciousnesses and just doing space colonization, which is my least favorite form of sci-fi. I hate it. I just don't care. How can we take colonization in space? What if we tried to grow tomatoes on Mars? Oh my God, can anyone say anything interesting? So, like, clearly he seems to have grabbed some inspiration, and he makes a comment like, seems like it's going the way of Lost. Lost? First of all, I've watched Lost, okay? And I was thinking about it because I saw that Bobby Moynihan was talking about it. I watched a little bit of the podcast with Nicole Byer. They're talking about Lost. So I'm thinking about Lost. I watched Lost a few years ago. I'm like, damn, that show was fierce. But it did have fillers. Like, it did have kind of like cable, you know, the limitations of cable. So it's like going in directions it probably shouldn't be, or it's going to dead ends, or it's like got a bunch of episodes because it has to have 24 in a season. And I'm just like, okay, first of all, Severance is clearly not doing that because it's taken 3 years to create a show for like 8 episodes. Like, and has built this up. Like, it's not cable TV. There's not fillers. There's not like chaos for the sake of chaos. Like, and clearly, anyone that actually has any real comprehension or appreciation for speculative fiction would be able to appreciate the beauty of this new episode of Severance that goes completely opposite direction, completely against what you'd expect, is making you feel like, is bringing us entirely new references, entirely new ways of like understanding and relating to these characters in this completely new environment. Like, it's putting us in their position of feeling so clueless and uncertain, and like this kind of the horror that is this disconnectedness. Like, ugh. You want to talk about speculative fiction? You want to talk about science fiction? You want to talk about people taking brilliant, creative, interesting concepts and implementing and creating from them things that are giving us new ideas, ooh, it's so good. And then you're going to go and you're going to shit on that after you've written this? You wrote this? And you have something to say about that piece of art? That beautiful, like, incredible, extraordinary, transient work? You wrote this shit, Mickey7, his name is Mickey Barnes. Like, are you like Captain America, like Marvel? It feels so derivative. Like, you got a concept of like multiple replication of this kind of like false immortality. Here's an interesting concept, and then you just went, oh. Like, you're just pulling shit and putting it together and going, some kind of bullshit plot that's not a plot. Nothing's happened. He's done his job. He talked to his manager. Like, and none of the conversations were interesting or insightful or telling. It's all a bunch of like these stupid, over-the-top characters, like cartoonish characters. And maybe that's just the reading, but that everyone feels so like flat and boring. This just feels old. It feels antiquated. It feels like it doesn't have anything new to say. And maybe like I'm seeing a lot of reviews that like it's just a fun story. And what I'm realizing, I'm not here for a fun story, right? Not if it's bad. I love a fun story when it's good. Stories can be good and fun and well written and have something meaningful to say. Or if you're not gonna, and that's my thing, like when it's like it doesn't say anything meaningful, like it just doesn't feel placed in time. It feels such a American propaganda. Like, it just feels so like disconnected from the actual reality. Like, it feels lazy. It feels like he didn't want to think about what the future looks like from where we are now. And so he did the future from the 1950s. Or like the 1970s, like 90s to 70s. Like, it's so, like, it just doesn't have anything interesting to say. Like, I just don't care. And that's the thing. Like, you have a concept, your characters are not very interesting. Like, your main character's a fucking moron. He's a fucking moron who goes and gets himself screwed by betting against this. Like, I just don't understand how he's, like, am I supposed to feel sympathy for him? I don't. But I also don't care about him. Like, I'm just like, whatever. Whatever. I don't care about him. His girlfriend, like, who's so, like, babe. Like, I just don't understand. Like, nothing feels like anything. It all feels like cardboard. Like, it's just, like, like, AI, like, in a way that's just sort of like, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, a sci-fi story, sure. Oh, he's gotta clean the reactors. Oh, like, nothing is happening that matters. If you cut out everything that I have listened to for the last 3 hours, it would change nothing in this story. Nothing at all. Nothing. I just feel like I'm wasting my time. And, like, I'm not getting the sense that the payoff is worth it. But I don't know. If I, like, want to have a public opinion, I feel like I should finish it. But I just, like, I don't know if I can bother. I would, like, literally rather re-listen to a book like right now. I'm just like, I just don't give a fuck. What? Oh, is he gonna go and die again? Like, nothing has shown me that you have anything to say with this book. Why am I gonna waste the rest of my time to get to some supposed payoff? And clearly you have bad taste. If you are like trying to read Severance when this is the bullshit you're writing, I'm not here to I don't trust your opinion. Say something better. Say something worth listening to. You know, like, I'm not here for it. Like, please, oh God. Can I stop reading books about men? I've gotten out of this.